Okay, we're here. Ready for yet another great conversation. This is open forum. Anybody? Actually, let me. 'Cause I can send. I believe I can send it. And let's see. Because we're gonna figure out. Let's. I make Jimmy. I, so, how, okay. Hopefully now is my sound. It should be going now. Hopefully it's working perfectly fine now. Hopefully it's going the way it should. Because I'm showing audio on my end. So hopefully now it's actually doing right. There we go. All right. Thank you, Tucci, for your assistance. High Priest, also, thank you for letting me know about the sound. This is a conversation that I love to have. I know my mom at some point is going to want to jump on stream, and you all are going to see how our conversations actually go. A lot of people think There's no back and forth. There's no, hey, tonight you will get to see that because tonight we are talking about Theon, my boy. Tonight we are talking about conversations women didn't know they needed. Yes, sir, the Gospel Cat Williams is back on opinions you didn't know you needed. Tonight's episode, conversations women didn't know they needed. Anybody want to request up? All you have to do is say in the comments, "Hey, I want to come up." Whatever. Just indicate you want to come on. I have not figured out how to make my link public for everybody to just click, which is fine. Just let me know you want to come up, and I will gladly send you the link, invite you to the backstage studio. Give you a chance to kind of get yourself ready. Then you come on stage, and if you have an issue with something I've said, you have a thought on something I've said, by all means, just share it and we can continue. But tonight we are talking about conversations women didn't know they needed. And since my mother is pro woman, as stated, I expect her to come up. Um, I expect other women. Hopefully, you all don't take what I'm saying too harshly, and you just take it and look at yourselves and do better. One conversation, just for the record, I did put this invitation out. As always, I don't like having conversation by myself. So I put it out there. Hey, if you want to join, you can join. No one has accepted the invitation to be my on screen guest for tonight. So as you hear the conversation unfold, if you want to join, come on in the room. But one thing I want to talk about, and there's going to be a few topics tonight of conversations I believe women, conversations that I believe women need to have. First conversation is this. I heard this lady saying, and I was trying to figure out how could I play it on here. I could not find it on YouTube, so I would have had to download it, edit, and blah 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 blah. So you all can take my word for it, or you can go find the clip on TikTok. This lady saying it's men's fault for all these women walking around here with kids and no father. Oh yeah, high priest, I'm gonna pick real bad. And Ruben just got here. I know I got some backup. I know I got some backup with my uncle Dougie. This woman, and she creates the entire scenario. She says, they start out in high school, and this guy seduces this girl. He don't want a relationship with her, and they mess around, and she get pregnant, and then she just has a kid. Men need to stop doing that to women. And I said, I wish I was on that episode or involved in that conversation or even in the studio when that was said, because I would have quickly said, hold on, man, stop. There's no way you believe all these kids walking around here without a father is solely the man's fault. She would have had to present her case. You don't get to just make that type of claim and then which I'm so tired of people doing this on podcasts. Every time somebody say something, you just say, Because when she said it, that's what everybody was like, that's so good. No, it's not. That's not good. Now, this past Wednesday, that was good. Chris Claus, what he was talking about, that was good. This lady saying is men fault why women are walking around here with all these kids and no father. Come on. That is not stop. That is not the man fault. Now, the man plays a role. The man plays a role for sure. I will not say the man gets to go just free. He does bear responsibility. I feel like I'm under the belief that no matter the circumstance, if you as a man or you as a guy have a kid, everything else goes out the window. You owe this child a responsibility because you did participate in bringing this child here. You should be there for your kid. Absolutely, man. If you had a kid, I don't care how bitter the woman is. I don't care how difficult she's making your life. I truly don't care about any of those things. You owe your child a responsibility. You need to be there. Yes. Now, women, I hope you don't think that's the end of it. Come on. I hope you don't think that's the end of it because it's not. One, women, pick better men. I can end the live at that. I can end it there. Pick better men. Pick better men. That's all you have to do. See, because this is what I be saying, right? You have a woman. This woman has no children. She has absolutely no children. No children. She will mess with a man with 3 children, knowing he does not take care of those 3 kids that he has. But you will still mess with this guy and then get mad when he leaves. Now, I'm not excusing the man. He should not leave. He should not leave. He really should. But as the woman, why are you giving yourself to him? Why are you giving yourself to him? I see, LaJoy, I've already stated the man has a responsibility to the kid. I've stated that. He has a responsibility to that kid. I'm saying the woman also has a responsibility to pick better men. Because if you're gonna be the one left with the kid, which that's the argument women have, y'all get to just go plant your seed everywhere and we're stuck with the kid. Well, stop letting them plant their seed everywhere because you're gonna be stuck with the kid. So men certainly have a responsibility to their kid. If they have a kid, you owe it to your child to be there, be a part of their life. Absolutely. But I'm saying before we even get to that point, why are women making these such bad decisions? And we're just going with the cultural norms, right? We're just I'm going to have this conversation based on cultural norms. In our culture, in our culture, men, we have the reputation of we will sleep with anything and anyone. That is the reputation that men carry, right? I'm going to grant that. I'm saying if women know this, why are you not picking better men to lay with? Now, I'm under the belief, I do believe we should do things the biblical way. It doesn't always go that way. I had my first kid. I was not married when I had my first kid, but so it happens, right? It happens. But the biblical way is the most simple way to do this. We are not going to sleep with each other until we're married. Boom. That gets rid of single moms. That gets rid of deadbeat fathers. That gets rid of a lot of situations if we do things the biblical way. Since we do not do them the biblical way, I'm saying the best next scenario is what? I personally believe that a lot of these these children walking around here with no father, I personally blame the woman. I think it's her fault. I know women not gonna like to hear this. I believe in accountability. I believe it's the woman's fault why why all these kids have no father in their lives. Yes. I'm gonna get that chance to sink in. I know y'all don't like this. I know this is a hard punch in the mouth for some women, but I blame women for all these children that run around here with no father. And we all know I'm a person of I like to have substance to my opinion. I don't like to just say stuff and it's just me talking. The substance to my opinion that is women's fault is one, women feel that once a kid is here, this is my kid, right? They feel they have all authority over what happens to this child, that they are the supreme protector of this child. LaJoy, you know the state, listen, come on, camera. I'm looking for somebody to come have a conversation with me. Come on. Let me send, if you want it, I will send you the link. So a man's bad decision making is the woman's fault. I'm saying this. I'm not saying it's the woman's fault that the man makes bad decisions. I'm saying I don't think the woman should help the man make bad decisions. I see. I don't know how to request how you request it, but I will send you the link. That's been the only way I've known to do it so far. I'm about to send you the link, High Priest. Because I don't know how to post it to where you just have access to the link. So I'm just gonna have to send it to you. Okay, I've sent the link to you. As soon as you come up, you'll be in backstage, and I'll let you in. It's a repeatable cycle. Let me finish. Okay, hold on, because I'm getting some more comments. Let me see what Dougie talking about. I think for the most part, most guys know how to play the cards right and have a woman believe they're going to be the great father man till it's time for the guy to prove himself with his actions. But again, I guess that's why we're supposed to. That's my point. If the woman set the standard, the high priest is ready. You should be on stage.
Okay.
Yep.
Am I on stage?
You are on stage.
All right. Sir, you in this foolishness.
There's nothing foolish about what I've stated.
All right. I think you know what? I'm gonna say this. You already know how I feel. And I was trying to give you a moment. I was trying to give you a moment to like, okay, let me hear. However, I think LaJoy is really hitting on some things. And
Which
you keep
part? Oh, hold on.
when
Which part?
okay, when
Yep.
she's asking, so are you blaming women? Do these men not have to take accountability? I think, what Ruben said. Then I was like, well, maybe he's getting it because you was like, we need to be married, different things. Baby, since the beginning of times,
Mm-hmm.
men, that's the one thing you said that I certainly agree with, that men would sleep with just about anything. Okay?
I'm not gonna even argue with you there. I'm gonna grant you that position.
All right. So since the beginning of time, men have been doing what they do.
Absolutely. So okay,
So here,
can I ask a question and you were saying that?
sure, sure.
Okay, and so while men were sleeping with anything, what were women doing?
I want to answer that honestly. Well,
By all
you
means.
got some women, you had to have some women who were also doing that because the men were sleeping with women,
They're
as
sleeping with
well
somebody.
as other men and animals and all of those wonderful little things, right?
Okay.
Okay, but mentality. I really believe that what happened is women got tired. So if I'm married to somebody and he's sleeping with half of the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
at his funeral, 10 kids come out that belong to him that nobody knew about. I really think younger women watch, they start getting tired. And it's like, I am not going to be my grandmother. I am not going to be my mother. I'm standing up. I'm fighting back. But I think the way they fight is wrong. Nonetheless, we still got to put the blame where it belongs because although men may have slept with anybody, those men were there for their children.
Can I ask a question?
Sure,
I just have a question. Okay,
sure.
so my position is this. I grant you that yes, Men have been sleeping with any and everybody from the beginning of time.
And thing.
I'm granting you that position.
Okay.
And I'm saying if we all are saying this is a true statement, I'm saying obviously men aren't going to change that. What I believe has changed are the women. I think once the woman has now stated, I'm also going to sleep with any and everything, that's when the issue came. I know that's a hard pill to swallow for the ladies, but and I'm hold on. So LaJoy says, so Ruben said that men will play the card until it's time to show it. I'm saying if women make it a thing that you're not going to leave me with the kid, you're not going to take my virginity, you're not going to make me impure, you're not going to do this to me unless you're my husband. Do you think men will start getting married?
Yes. Wait. I'm going to say yes.
You
Okay.
listen, as long as you, this is God logic rules. As long as you answer directly, you can expound. So you've agreed. So now
All
go ahead
right.
and expound.
All right. However, you look at, and I love Bishop Noel Jones, but 25 years that lady, that woman waited for him to marry her. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Question.
You know,
Question. Whose fault is it that she allowed him to waste 20 years of her life?
both of theirs.
See, I knew you was gonna say that. That is a
Well,
cop
it's
out.
the
No, it
truth.
really is. It's a cop out. It's a way
It's
of
not.
making. It's a way of trying to excuse women's decisions and women's behavior. I'm saying to women, no, you could make this man marry you. Leave
You
him.
can't make nobody marry you.
Then go find somebody who wants to marry you. Because
There you go.
obviously, Bishop Noel Jones did not want to marry her. Now I don't know
What
why. I don't know anything about the
he
lady.
ended up
I don't
marrying her
know.
25 years later.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
ends up, yeah.
So, but prior to them 25 years, why are you sitting here waiting for him when there are so many other men who would have married you? There's
Okay.
other options. However, because we don't tell women this is your fault, we find other ways to excuse their decisions by including the man's wrongdoing. Both people can be wrong. Both
Yeah.
both
Yes.
okay, so since we can agree, both people can be wrong.
Both people are wrong.
My wrong does not excuse yours. So
Well, talk
because
about
Bishop,
both of our wrong. Don't
I'm
just
not.
talk about mine.
That's a
Talk about
that's
both.
and that's the issue. Women do not know how to look at themselves and make a better decision based on their wrongdoing.
But you know what? That is so unfair because,
It's not.
no, it is because it's not like they're doing wrong by themselves. And then that's where you and I go because I talk about the gray matter that comes along with that. And that's when the clash really happens. But there really truly is a gray matter. And that gray matter, thank you, LaJoy. That gray matter is if this woman has issues with wanting to be loved,
Okay.
looking for love, and then this guy comes along, and just like Ruben said, he pretends that he's going to love her. Yeah, she's gonna open herself up for that. And especially if he's like saying, okay, I want to really love you, but this is what I need from you. I think that's wrong. And that's when I think the man is wrong because why exploit her weak? Yes, Justin.
Here's one. Here's one.
Okay.
First off, LaJoy is proving my exact point that
Okay.
women do not know how to independently look at their decisions outside of someone else's decisions. If listen, why are we considering men being wrong? I've agreed. I've also said men need to be there for their children if they're having them. I've established that already. I'm addressing the woman's part in it because no one likes to talk about what they're doing. We like to let women
Okay,
skate by as if they're so innocent. Then you love to introduce gray matter, and
because it is
whenever
important.
right, but when you're introducing gray matter goes both ways. So what
I
if that?
I was
What if
going to
that
say
man?
that.
All
Yeah.
right, and you give room for that. Me personally, I don't care about your gray matter. We all have gray matter, but
Absolutely.
we all have a responsibility to ourselves to go fix ourselves. So if this woman struggles with being loved, I am so sorry that this is the life that you've been dealt. I'm sorry
Yes.
this is something that you bear, but nobody cares.
See, but wait. Now talk about the man. What?
Why do we care about the man? I
Because
am
you're
what?
wait.
Go
Because you're
ahead.
saying women are the reason why this exists, but women are not impregnating themselves.
I
They're
agree.
being impregnated by a man.
And unless the man forces himself upon her, she's choosing to let this man impregnate her.
All right. So then what you're saying is that a woman, when she's dating or meets a guy, you're saying this woman should swear herself to chastity. It's like, I'm not going to have sex with you. I'm not going to let you touch me. I'm not going to entertain you in that way until you put a ring on my finger.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, it's some men who will put a ring on her finger just to sleep with her and still leave.
And that's sad.
It is, but it's true. So you have men who are just as sick as this woman is. And
Mhm.
what they do is take their sickness and they exploit someone who is always sick. That's also sick. That's why I feel like the men, they're supposed to be the head. That's why I feel like they are more at fault than the women.
Absolutely
Because
not.
women, we reproduce. We take what you give us and we put it back out there. So if you're coming and you're saying to me that you are loving me, you're here for me, and it irritates me because
I
women will.
see. Here you go again. You're trying
Oh
to
my gosh,
excuse because
I
you're trying to excuse women because you will hear a woman talking about the man she's with, and she will say, "I know he's not no good, but I'm trying. I know he's no good, but I'm trying to fix him.
yeah.
I know this, I
God
know
gave
that.
us that, but God put that in us to want to fix, to want
That's
to
fine.
nurture,
And
to want to help.
you
We are in help me.
there
Oh
go my
man.
help. There go my help. I've been waiting
Oh,
on him to
bring it
show up.
on. Bring him
There he
on.
go.
Yes. Bring him on. I don't care. I'm representing by myself and it's all fine. And I'm still saying the same thing. Bring him on. I don't even care. Because I'm still saying the same thing. If a woman has not received the love that she needs, and the man hasn't received the love that he needs, chastity, it look different. So the man often becomes one. Oh, yes. Oh, come on, Sharoy. The man also becomes one who he now has learned how to exploit. Whereas the woman is hopeful. I can't tell you the number of men, especially in church, who will
Mhm.
date three women at one time and have them competing with each other for him. And all
Can I
he
ask you a
do
question?
is yes.
Can I ask you a question?
I said
Why
yes.
don't why don't those three women stop competing for this man?
No, I'm not gonna hate it if you get on here, Minister Butler. I do not care. I want you to get on here. I'm not gonna hate it.
Why
Why do they?
why do these
Because
three
in
women
church, you got what, 2 men to 20 women. I would be competing too. I sure would.
so
I
wait,
would be.
should that woman not save herself for the man God has for her? Would God send you a man that's gonna have you competing for him? Do hold on.
See,
Oh,
God don't have
daddy.
nothing to do with that.
Thank
That's
you.
that's
Thank
on
you.
that's
Oh
on that
Lord.
carnal minded rascal.
That listen,
God
it's
has nothing
hey,
to do
I
with that.
promise you, God just dropped this thought in my brain.
Oh
Do
my.
you do you even want a man that wants you competing for him? Because you're gonna have to continue to compete. It's always something better. There's always a better looking woman.
Absolutely. But
There's
who's
always a woman who's willing to do more.
Chaston, you're making
So
my
if
point.
you
Thank you for saying that. Thank you. You're making my point. It's not on the woman, it's on the man. He has to train himself not to do that.
hold on. Whoa, you just missed my entire argument.
I did not.
You did, because my
Okay.
argument is, should a woman even want a man that wants her to compete for him?
Yes, she should. If that man got a good job, if he look good, his body is right. Yes, I'm going to compete. Wait a
That's
moment.
not the point. But that's
Wait.
not the
Let me
point.
finish. Let me finish. I'm
You're
going
addressing
to
something that I'm not talking about. You're addressing what I'm not talking about.
Chaston. What are you talking about then?
I'm saying, I'm talking at this point, I'm speaking to the quality of the man.
That doesn't make him a bad guy. He's doing what God put in him. Me and our hunters. And listen, in church,
When I
wait, in
tell you, listen, these people on her side, when I tell y'all, I'm so above her head, she's really not
you're not
getting.
above my head. You're not.
You're not.
Listen,
Listen,
Chaston.
you're not
Okay,
getting it,
tell
because, so hold
yourself
on.
that
No,
you're not getting what
I'm
I'm
about to
saying.
prove to you. I'm about to prove to you. I'm about to prove to you that you
You
don't
gotta
get it.
let me finish it before you
By
can
all
prove
means,
it. You
you're
have to.
absolutely right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. So this is what I'm saying. When the man comes to church, that's how men are. They come into the church. You got 20 nice looking women from diverse backgrounds, different income brackets, and all of them want you.
Hmm.
Ain't nobody ever wanted you like that. But you come to church, usually before you came to church, you had to work to get a woman to give you attention. Now all of a sudden you come up in the church, you got 20 women at your beck and call. Yeah, that's gonna feed your ego. But he has to be spiritual enough to do the godly thing. But most few guys are spiritual enough to do the godly thing. So they pit women against each other. I'm not saying, and of course it's not right. But would I be in the number? Because I want to be married. If I want to be married, I sure would, baby. I'd be competing right along with them other females. And I'm going to tell you like this now, but my competition has a limit. I'm not going to sleep with them. See what I'm saying? What church got all these nice looking women? See what I'm saying? Minister Butler, oh, sir, stop it. There are plenty of them. There are plenty of
You're
churches
still,
that have
you
nice looking
still,
women.
you have still not addressed my argument, because
I have.
I am stating, I agree with you.
Okay.
There are men who would do that. I grew up in church. I grew up in your church. We both know a man who did that. Now, let's speak to the quality of that man that did that. Talk about him. Let's talk about
Okay.
the quality of that man who did that.
Now I'm gonna say this, and this way you always
This is why I always cook you. I know.
you're not cooking me. I want
Oh,
to show
you
you
cook.
something. Wait a moment. I'm not.
You
No, no,
all in
no.
the, you all in.
But wait,
I done dropped the seasoning and everything. You cook.
sir. No, no, no. As a researcher,
Hmm.
here is where your argument always becomes flawed. A good research must look at all sides. You only
Absolutely.
look at one. It has to explore questions that are asked and questions that could be asked in the future. You stop right there. So let's come back. So
Yeah.
you got this guy, he's in the church. He's a born again believer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it likely that this guy will change once God starts dealing with him? Of course. Once the Holy Ghost get in and he starts doing his job, just like everybody has to change, he has to change. That may not always remain his quality. It's what it is right now. All
Okay.
right. So then I'm gonna go here
Go
because
there.
it is a much more complex topic than what you give credit to because you always say I'm looking at the gray matter.
Be-
But I'm forced to look at the gray matter because relationships are complicated and they involve so many other factors. You can't just hop and say this is it without looking at everything else that comes along with it. You could have a female who is in the church competing. She got 6 children. All right. She's competing against a single woman who is a college graduate who has absolutely no children. Or she's competing against a person who comes from a family and they got a little bit of money. So here it is with her 5 or 6 kids competing against these women. It will make you desperate if you are not godly minded.
So
So
can I
what I'm
ask you a
saying is,
question?
sure.
Okay. Here's my question to you.
Okay.
What I am addressing is the fact that you let yourself get into a situation
Oh my
where
God.
you have 6 children. One, where's their dads?
Okay, she got five or
Listen,
six kids because
thank you,
some
Uncle Precious.
Minister Butler asked, why does she have 5 or 6 kids?
My
Because some
exact
horny
question.
guy slept with her and impregnated her. But keep going. And she don't
Because
believe in abortion, but keep going.
because she allowed some horny man to sleep with her. And
And
listen, you
she
can say what you
allowed the
want.
horny
Hold on,
man to
wait. You can
sleep
say
with
what you
her.
want.
Okay.
I grew up in church. I listen, and this is sad. I'm not saying like this is a good thing. This is sad.
Okay.
Church women are the easiest ones to get, and that's unfortunate.
It is
It
unfortunate.
should not be that way.
It shouldn't be
Men
that way.
men should not be able to come into the church and change you.
Absolutely.
However,
Agree.
how this is why I'm saying we got to start talking about these women, because if you are in church, how do you let some man become your God? How?
I agree with that. I agree.
How?
It's unfortunate, but you let him become. Some women allow him to become their God because their relationship with God is not the way that it should be.
So
But
question, hold on. We gotta go
okay,
one point at a time.
okay,
Whose fault is that? Her fault or his fault?
okay. I'm gonna put it on her. This is the truth. It has to be her because it's a decision.
Okay, so because here we go. Here we go.
Oh, Tyrone, come on, let's
Here
go.
we hey Tyrone. Like I told her, I'm cooking her. She don't even know it.
You're not cooking me,
Here
sir.
we
Let's keep
go.
going.
Watch this.
Let's keep
Watch this.
going. Okay,
You were a single woman in church.
absolutely,
Please enlighten us about your experience. Were you sleeping around?
absolutely not.
Because you were also competing for a man.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Now let me do that. I compete differently.
No, hold on. Now, see, here we go. Here we
No,
go. Here we go.
is that the Muslim shuffle?
That's the Muslim shuffle.
No, come on back. Come on back.
they,
No,
you also competed for a man. Yes. No.
yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes,
So now
yes,
with you competing for that man, you
yes,
also had 2 children.
yes,
So you knew what intercourse felt like.
absolutely,
Okay, so you also have the desires and the urges of these hormonal feelings,
absolutely.
and yet God, for you, you're saying this is the kind of man I want. I want a man that loves God, that's
Yes.
going to honor me, that will
Mhm.
respect me. If and yes, she married my father. If my father has said to you, "Well, these other women willing to sleep with me," how about you? What would you have done?
All right. Now,
This the guy logic thing. When he cooking you, this what he do. He just stir the pot. He he just stir the
you
pot. You all
you can
you all
you can stir
you
the pot
all
all you.
and you
All right. This is what I
you
do when I
tender.
go to
You
cooking. Listen,
hey
man.
listen, hey Tyrone, she tender, the meat falling off the bone. It's good up here.
No, it's
It
not. Give
smell
me a
nice up
chance.
in this kitchen.
See all those little antics. All of that is fine. Give me a moment to answer.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So check this one out. There you go. Thank you, Minister Butler. I did. I had a reputation. Guys tried it, but I developed a reputation that no, sir, there will be none of that. And so
So
I,
she don't, it's like she don't even see what's happening to her. You're
it's not
hold on,
chastity can
hold on.
make. Okay.
There's so many good things about
Um,
why my stance is what it is,
okay.
because you also experienced trauma.
Yes.
You also experienced trying to navigate life, and your mother passed at a very young age.
Absolutely.
So all the excuses that you were trying to give to other women, I'm saying they don't apply. Why? Because we've seen somebody who's also had to experience hard life, hard life, and she said, "This is what I want." And if
My
this
hand up.
man, I
Okay.
know if this man is
About to
not,
cook her.
if this
About to cook
man
her.
is not this, I'm not willing to bend so much for a man. Go ahead.
Now, let me say this, and I say this in the most humblest way. I
Uh-huh.
trust me, it comes from that. This is the issue, right? In church, few people have a relationship with Christ, male or female. few people. Most people attend church, but they lack a relationship with Christ. There's no intimacy. I was intimate with Christ first. Therefore, anyone he tried to be, but it ain't gonna work. Anybody else who wanted to come and be a part of me had to also want to have intimacy with Christ, or it wasn't happening. Now, I said it earlier that we can't just blame women because you have men who come to church and they get there and they see that these women are desperate. And instead of them behaving like godly men, they act like ravenous dogs. You can do that all you want to. And what they start doing is they go and they explore when they, as men, should really be the ones who are supposed to be there to encourage, to support, to lead. Let me finish. I'm ignoring all that until I finish. So it's not just women who need to learn that lesson, it's also men. If you have a relationship with Christ, the man's going to be behaving a certain kind of way. And the woman, because she is a reproducer, she's going to give back what he gives. Now go.
So I have two questions.
I want them.
So
Yeah.
the first question is this.
And we need an impartial judge because you
And
cheat. You
I'm
always
not
like, oh, I'm
cheating.
cooking you. I won all of
Oh,
that.
no,
Bye. Come on with
listen,
your question.
I'm not cheating at all. But here's
Come on with
here's
your
the first
question.
question.
Okay.
And mind you, I am highly aware of your life before Christ. So
Right. Right.
before you had this grand relationship with God. Uncle Crusher, was she running around just sleeping with everybody she could find?
No.
Oh, what? You wasn't? Oh
No, so
man, so
sir.
your argument kind of just fell apart there.
No, it did not. That
Because
strengthened my
hold on,
argument even more.
No. You were making your whole point based upon people having this relationship with Christ. And I'm saying it has nothing to do with that. Before you have a
Now
relationship
you're
with
doing like
Christ,
Muslims. You're not
I'm not.
listening.
I'm
You're
not.
not listening. You're not listening.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You have the floor.
What my point that I was making is that if people, both sexes, both genders, you funny. Uh, if both genders behaved as Christians, it would change. That's what I was saying. Because wherever you come from, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things become new. So look, if I'm in church, I'm trying to be new. I'm trying to serve the Lord. Then here comes a guy, and mind you, a guy hasn't came into this ministry in 4 years. I've been serving him faithfully. 4 years. I have not partook in any other stuff I love to partake in. Here comes this guy. Yes, I've been praying. Yes, I'm believing God. So I'm thinking now this guy's coming in and I'm finally going to get an opportunity to receive a husband that I've been praying for. But he comes in acting like a pimp. He not trying to be no husband. He got me thinking he want to be one. He told me the story like he wanted to be one. He made me go through so many changes on what it means to be a Christian wife. I need somebody who gonna cook. Can you cook? Make me something. Can you this? Can you? And the ridiculousness of it all. Listen, I always been pro woman. So my thing is, I'm not going through all of that for a man who hasn't put a ring on my finger. You don't get those privileges until we're married. Or Chaston, whatever.
I agree with you. You're helping me. I completely agree with you.
Sharoy said it though. Men will sell you
because LaJoy said because her father was a horny man who slept with her mother who left and didn't set an example of what a good man looks like. Okay, the guy sold her dreams. Tasha, she's nowhere near cooking. Nowhere near it. Uncle Chris said, so the Bible is wrong. There's no escape for temptation.
Sure it is.
Absolutely, Uncle Crusher.
Sure it is. So if you take it.
LaJoy says, so the woman should take full accountability for sleeping with a man. And I'm saying yes, LaJoy. I'm going to come back to that point, though. Sharoy said, misleading, they play off of desperation. I'm not disagreeing with any of those things. I do agree. Men
wrong.
Men. Oh wait, I would say a woman should take responsibility. Thank you, Ty. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And women don't want to take the responsibility.
Okay, so let's do this. You didn't ask me your second question.
Oh yeah. My second question was this. and this is, remember, you've preached on this. You've preached on,
Why you want to remind me what I
because
preached
I
about?
want
Just
you to
ask the
know
question.
I'm aware of your message. You preached on this.
Okay.
So you love, when you were preaching, you pointed out Adam and Eve, and
Yes.
the reason Satan was able to manipulate Eve is because she wanted to be so close to Christ. That's what her desire was.
That's right.
So we can, and then her wrongdoing led Adam into wrongdoing.
I'm not going to let you do that.
Because you know where it was going. But go ahead. What you go?
No, no,
What did you
no.
let me do?
No, I'm not.
What?
I'm not going to allow you. I'm not going to allow you. I'm not going to allow you to do that because I give men much more credit than that. Men are not that naive.
I agree.
Okay,
We definitely
Adam
not.
and the Bible says that the woman and not the man was deceived. The man was not deceived. The woman
Right.
was.
Absolutely.
He made a conscious decision. All right.
Hmm.
So keep going. What's your
And,
question?
and so I'm saying, I think when we're talking spirituality, one, women have always had the reputation of being more spiritual than men.
I agree with that.
Okay, so if a man is coming into the church, I don't fault the man who's not a believer, who's trying to figure out what he wants to do. I don't fault him for sleeping with the woman. I believe the woman should live up to this standard and say, well, whoa, no, that's not going to happen. And as far as competing for him, I'm saying if all women are saying, no, I'm not sleeping with you unless you marry me, what is this man going to do? If he's competing with if the three women in the church are competing for him, and all three of these women are on this, listen, you're not going to pin us against each other. None of us are cooking for you. We're not your wife. We're not sleeping with you. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. Oh, Lord. And also, we're not going to expect you to do nothing. I don't expect you to come over here and fix nothing. I don't expect you to buy my kids no diapers, no milk. Don't put no groceries in my house. Don't give me no money. I don't expect that from you. We're trying to figure out if all women are saying that, what happens next? Does this man continue to play them against each other? Is this man gonna be no? What this man gonna do is either marry one of these three, or he gonna, and if he's also now, because if he's playing the role of I want to be married, right? If he's playing that role, you can only play this role for so long.
True.
What's going to happen is this man gonna lead them three women alone, or he gonna start being serious with one of them, and the other two will fall off. So again, I'm saying men, because men are gonna do whatever women allow, and I say that all the time to all women. If you allow me to drag this relationship for 30 years, I promise you I will.
Absolutely. And listen, as much as
I know you don't want to agree with me, but it's okay.
yeah, as much as I hate to agree with you, I'm going to agree. I'm kind of interested in these comments. So
Yeah,
Mr.
which
Butler
one?
said, I got to disagree with that on Adam. I want to know what he's talking about. And then Tyrone said, okay, why did Adam take from Eve? I think I know what he's saying, but I'm trying to get what Minister Butler is saying. And as much as I hate to agree with you, Chasta, I'm going to agree. This is so true that women should, and I teach women to make that type of stand, that you're not going to cause me to roll my eyes at my sister in Christ. I'm not going to start treating her funny. You're not coming between me and her. None of that's going to happen. You're going to come in here and you're going to learn who the Lord is, or you're going to move on, sir. But once again, when you have intimacy with Christ, it's a little easier to do that because I'm trusting in him. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. He says, okay, look at what
Yeah,
Minister Butler
I
said.
see his comment. Yeah.
All right, so I'm trusting in the Father. I'm not trusting in myself. I'm not trusting in my sexual abilities. I'm not trusting in my skills in the bedroom and what somebody told me 5 years ago. None of that, because I'm in Christ. I think differently. I am trusting in the Lord to meet every need that I have, and that includes marriage. And if the man is for me, if he's who the Lord has for me, he's gonna find me. And so this is what happened. women are trained from their past, some of them, and there's so many good comments that's been made over here, and it's
Hmm.
just the truth that if she grew up in a home, one of the things that really helped me, I have brothers and I listened to them. I remember Elder Wesley said to me as a teenage girl, this guy, I really was liking this guy, and I thought the guy was really liking me, and Elder Wesley put me to the side. He like, look, stop wasting your time with that guy. All that guy wants to do is sleep with you. And I'm like thinking like he really liked me. He don't like nobody. But I felt like the guy was giving me all this attention. So hey, I'm gonna give it back. And I felt like cause I'm ugly. And Elder Weston said, you're not ugly. There's plenty of guys who want to be with you, but they know you're not gonna give them sex, whereas the other girls is giving sex. He said that's all that guy's trying to do is be your first. Stop playing with him like that. And when I heard my brother say to me, you're not ugly, it boosted my self esteem where it was like, oh, okay. And I started listening to him. So I think some females, they grow up, they don't have a male who can teach them how to deal with other men. I had my brothers, I had male friends who would say to me, and I listened, hey,
That's the key.
that's there
Is
you go.
you listen,
I
because a
listened.
lot of these women, because listen, when I'm not gonna say who she is, but I was asked, how do you know that? How do you know if all a man wants from you is intercourse? And I said, well, when y'all are having conversation, when he brings it up, put a hard stop on that, change the conversation, and let's see how fast how long this conversation continues.
Yeah,
Now she didn't do it. She ended up pregnant, and then she talked about how terrible of a man he is. And I'm like, well, he did what he was supposed to do. I mean, he really did. He did what he was going to do anyway. You allowed him. So Sharoy says, lust is a different story when you have been without for a while.
I agree with her on that. And
There we
I'm gonna
go.
touch on that.
So
But whoa,
there we
whoa,
go. That's another.
because we deal.
There's another excuse
No,
to
it's not an
excuse
excuse.
women's
It's
behavior.
thorough. No, it's thorough research that you have to look at all things.
I
Here,
well,
let me
wait,
do this real quick.
just hold on really
Okay,
quickly. Just hold on really
okay,
quickly. Really,
all right.
the reason I don't go into gray area and gray matter, and you got to look at this and look at that, is because we can do that all day.
Yeah.
We go on all day. For me,
Yes.
I'm just looking at the behavior and I'm saying you're wrong, you're wrong. That's all. That's it. Now, if we could talk about gray matter if we talking about what you need to go work on in yourself to get fixed. But I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth. Yes, lust is an issue, right? But if you're a believer, you got God on your side. You have victory over lust. Now, there we go. That ends the conversation
Listen.
on, on
But
lust.
but wait, it's so many more things. I see what Tommy said, but let me say this because Tyrone's brought it up again. He said a lot of women like to offer fruit and men take it. So when he asked the question, why did why did Adam take from Eve? And I'm thinking, Tyrone, you're talking about why did he take the fruit? Well, that's a whole different. Oh, that's deep. I like this. So check this one out. That's a whole different matter because Adam could have refused the fruit from Eve. He could have refused it.
Yes,
Had he refused, then there would have been no opportunity for mankind to be redeemed.
right. And that goes to
Because
a whole other thing. Don't try to dance your way. Don't
I'm
try to
not, I'm,
don't
I'm
try to
not,
say,
I'm just,
hey, listen,
listen, I'm
Tyrone,
not.
come on Wednesday. We're having another conversation, a Bible conversation. I'll have Chris Claus touch on that. High priest come on screen, touch on that. I'm not
I,
letting you dance on over
I'm
to a
not
good
trying
no.
to. I'm
I'm not
addressing what Tyrone asked. Then let me say this, which is a very good example. So look, even the Bible, you bringing up Chris Claus, he talked about that when he talked about how if a man seduced a woman, biblical times, he had to marry her, and she
yes,
remained his wife forever. He could never put her away. So the Bible stands more in the defense of women who are being deceived into giving up their goods. The guy take them and he keep on moving. Once she offer him that fruit, if he bite of it, Then at that point, he need to be godly enough to say, all right, I'm bit off this fruit. As much as I hate to, I got to go and go to the altar with this woman. But he not going to do it. He going to bite off the fruit. He going to keep on biting it. He going to lick it. He going to do some of everything to that
And she
fruit.
gonna keep letting him.
Because all the while he's doing that, he's making her believe that she's going to get more.
LaJoy,
He need to be the gospel rage baiter. That's what.
LaJoy said, so a man shouldn't take accountability for that. Dragging something on for 30 years just because you can. I think you all are looking at me saying I blame the women as if I'm saying men do not have a responsibility. I started this video off by stating we as men owe a responsibility to our children. We do. We owe, if we have a kid, we owe a responsibility. Do I think men should stop doing what they're doing to women? Yeah, I don't think it's cool. You go anywhere you go on Instagram right now, Adrian Broner and Dean the Great, they're streamers. They got 20, 30 women in at a time. All these women there know all these guys are trying to do is sleep with you and then just be on to the next one. But these women keep flooding up in there. Why? Because I get to sleep with Adrian Broner. I get to sleep with Dean the Great. I'm saying if those women say, you know what, I'm not going to let you treat me like that. All Adrian Broner is because he's done it. When a woman said no, he said, well, leave. You can go ahead and leave. I'll bring somebody else here. And that's what he did. Then the next woman comes and she gives him what he wants.
Okay.
I'm saying if women say, hey, you know what? Look at that. I'm talking so good, my mic fell down. That's crazy.
It's the devil, huh?
Yeah, this is the devil. If women say, hey, this is not going to happen, it will not happen. LaJoy said you need to go. I just saw that. Uncle Crusher, who you saying? And this is where I want to go. So one, Tommy said, and I have this conversation all the time.
Tommy's point is very good.
I'm about to crush Tommy point just like I crush it every other time a woman say this.
No, it's very good, and it's true.
Having that positive male figure is so important. I do agree with that 100%, Tommy. LaJoy, is that clear? I agree. Having the male role model is important. I say this all the time.
Positive, yes.
That positive male, absolutely, very
absolutely, important. Yes.
There's a lady, right? She has 4 kids, 4, right? And before having the last kid, the man already has 3 kids he don't take care of. Don't see him, don't talk to him, nothing. Mm-hmm. Before having the last kid, he says to her, if you get pregnant, I'm not going to have nothing to do with this kid. Yet, this woman still lays with him. Why even mess with this guy? Why even mess with him? Why mess with him? Because now what the mother has done has brought another kid into a bad situation who will not have a father, who will not have that positive male role model. And we can say it's the man's fault. I'm saying that woman should have got up and left.
All right.
That's her fault. It's her fault. That woman should have got up and left.
Okay. All right. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to go back to Tommy's point about the positive male role model. But there also needs to be a positive female model for boys. The same way that a female needs to have a positive male role model, a young boy, he needs a positive. Okay, what you say? I don't want to take nobody else. He cooking. I'm about to cook you. About to cook you. I'll put you on the grill. No, look. Look. No. Now I'm gonna tell you this for real. One of the things that I noticed. I think Minister Butler want to come on. Is it only one person who could come at a time?
No. I sent you, Uncle Crusher. I sent you the link to your Facebook inbox. All you gotta do is click the link, and it'll bring you to backstage, and I'll let you up.
All right, so check this one out. If A young man have seen his mother. All
Hmm.
right. Now, before doing research and becoming more knowledgeable of behaviors and the origins of them from the neighborhood, most of the guys who were horrible to females, their mother was not a good role model. Okay. So now I understand during those formative years where you are developing your opinion, you're learning who you are, what behavior look like, what's acceptable. If you got a guy and his mother is going around, she's dressed, half dressed, she's bringing men in and out of the home, she's sleeping, with some of everybody, messing with his friends, messing with the people. Dudes, well, I don't. You understand what I'm saying? She got all her son is watching that. The mother is telling the son the value of a woman, how a woman should be treated, what to expect. So he grows up thinking this is normal. Now, I'm gonna bring it full circle. Here you coming to church. You've met the Lord. You gotta unlearn all of that. You don't come into church thinking like a Christian. You have to learn that. You have to unlearn what's wrong and you have to take on the things of Christ. So this guy come in, all of a sudden he got all these females who coming at him, who want him, and he used to women just giving it up. So he expect them to do the same. Oh Lord, Minister
And I'm
Butler here.
saying the issue is when he goes to
No,
church, the women are still giving it up. Go ahead, Uncle Crush. Let's hear what you got.
no, I wanted to finish hearing her flawed argument.
That's not no flawed argument.
Well, definitely at least biased, but I was just
It's
being
not
nice by
biased.
saying flawed.
It's not biased. It is my argument is built in research. Now, if you go, oh, I thought I didn't want to cut him off.
No, you good. Will I
No,
think
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so
yeah,
maybe
your screen is freezing bad, huh?
Oh man,
yeah, and you kind of coming in and out.
Yeah, we'll let him up once he get it fixed. Go ahead.
All right. So what I'm talking about, and this is why I'm saying, and I think that that's really what hurts the church, which is why I was very interested in doing my program of study because I'm like, it got to be a reason why these people are in here dancing, shouting with absolutely no victory. Then when you start having conversations with them, you learn their history and you find out, oh, this person comes from a place of trauma. These are behaviors that need to be unlearned. That, if everybody in your family, this is how they behave, then you come to church, this is foreign to you. And then to hear you're supposed to abstain from sex when you've
Hmm.
been taught that your wooka wooka is how you get a man. So in the back of your head, here it is, it's 5 years in, you waiting on God to give you somebody. You got this guy who come in and you always been told how great it is. Why you not I'm sorry. Why wouldn't you? Because these issues need to be addressed in the church, and often they are not being addressed. Women are not being taught that. We got a whole different crowd of women that we are dealing with now. Chastity, you can do that all you want to, and so they need to be empowered to understand that even when it comes to a man, your body is still supposed to be sacred and dedicated to the Lord. And although you feel like you could lay it on the man and make him walk to Mississippi, even if you could, that's not what God wants you to do. God wants you to keep yourself and trust him to bless you with someone. So it's not, don't use your power to get a man, trust God. And so if you get a guy, once he starts having that conversation and he finds out that that's how you thinking, well, yeah, Mr. Horn, he's gonna exploit that. Well, yeah, what kind of stuff you know how to do? You just talking. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why women must be taught
Why as the woman are you having that conversation? That
because you don't
I
know any better.
this is what I'm talking about.
You don't know any better.
I am saying women, the quality of men women go for is extremely low. And then when they get a low down, whatever you call them, when they get one, now they want to cry and complain about it. And I'm
Because I
saying,
didn't
I'm tired.
expect it.
He showed you who he was. I'm tired of hearing it. I meet
No,
one. I don't know
no,
about
he
no other
tricked.
man.
He tricked me. He made
didn't.
wait, and dear, let's not forget this. Most guys will make you think, yeah, this is the issue I have, but I don't really want it. Please don't leave me. Please don't go. I need the help. I need the support. They will make you believe that your love is going to help them to change because nobody's ever supported me. Everybody always gave up on me. My own mama gave up on me. I just need somebody to believe I can do it. I know I can do it. Let me tell you something. I know a guy, and I was so surprised when that guy went to church. He was dancing and shouting all over the place. I
Mhm.
really thought, he was excited about the Lord giving his life to the Father, only to find out he did that so the girl would have sex with him.
And did she?
Sure.
Whose fault is that? His or hers?
Both of
That's my
them.
point. No, it's not his fault. He did what he was supposed to do. You want me to play this role, and that's
No, he
that.
not.
Hold on, wait. That's all I have to do to get you is act like I care about the Lord. That's all I got to do. Okay, cool. I'm glad. All I got to do to get you in bed is buy you some flowers, take you out to Ruth Chris. That's all I have to do to get you in bed.
If I've never had nobody to do that, because
Now,
to
hold on, watch
me,
this. Watch this.
okay,
This is because now we going down this where I'm trying to take us.
okay,
This is why I am addressing the quality of the man the woman is choosing, because a real good the man you should want to marry, he will say to you, "That's all it takes." You shouldn't do that. It shouldn't be that simple.
where that man at?
He everywhere. He married somewhere. He went and got him a woman. He married.
Oh, that's what happened. Listen,
You
I'm gonna
gotta.
give you
I
that.
always say this
I'm gonna
too.
give you that. I'm gonna give you that.
You gotta put yourself around people, women. Put yourself around where good men are. Women, they do love to run with this thing that there are no good men out there. I personally think there's no good women out there. I think that shows because if you had more good women, by default, good women create good men. It just happens. If women say
They
this,
encourage men to be good. They don't create them. They
that's
encourage men to be good.
think about this. Although drug dealing is still a thing now, that was most popular when women were saying, "Oh, I like the drug dealer guys." Men was ready to go to prison to sell some drugs because that's what women want. Now
You
men
know,
love an entrepreneur. Now men be like, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I do Uber Eats. I'm an entrepreneur." Oh, cool. Well, what else women say? If women started saying, "You know what? I'm only gonna date doctors," I promise you, people gonna go to these men gonna go to college and become doctors. Why? Because we
see,
want women.
I don't think you're being realistic in what
I
you're
am.
saying.
I'm the only thing that's not realistic is I know women will not. I don't think women understand the power that they do have, and that's
I
my
agree with you
problem.
on that.
That's my
I'm gonna
problem with
agree.
women. Women
Yeah,
walk around here like they puppies, and you're not. You have
right.
really. If all women on this big beautiful earth said, "I'm not gonna sleep with a man unless he marries me," I promise you, the courthouse gonna be full of people getting married. Church gonna be running over with people trying to get married. I mean, whatever women saying they want, men listen, and wives, y'all tell the truth. It could be 2 a.m. You wake your husband up and say, "Hey, I really want a candy bar from the gas station. I mean, I really, really want this candy bar." Your husband gonna complain, but your husband gonna get his tail up out that bed, put some clothes on, and go get you a candy bar. I'm saying that's the kind of man that a woman can really get, but women don't have no standards. All you gotta do is show them a little attention. Not only will they sleep with you, they will give you a child. And that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me with women. So, LaJoy, to address your 50-50 comment, the reason I don't believe it's 50-50 is because the woman has 100% say on whether or not she gets rid of this baby. So it cannot be 50-50. I refuse to let men take 50% of the responsibility in it because we choose to lay down together. But after you get pregnant, I no longer get a say in anything. I don't get to say whether I want to be a father or not. I don't get to say any of those things. I just have to accept the fact that you want a kid and you gonna make me be a father. And not only are you gonna make me be a father, if I decide I don't want nothing to do with the kid, you can put me on child support. Not only can you put me on child support, you can also send me to prison if I don't pay child support. So it can't be 50-50, which is why I'm saying the woman has moral responsibility to the kid in protecting it to make sure that this kid is coming into a good, safe environment. That I'm giving them because you are the one who decides whether or not to carry the kid. That's your decision.
That's good
I
stuff
can't.
right there.
Thank you, Doc. I can't tell you. I cannot make you get an abortion. That's
This is crazy.
100% your decision. So how is it 50-50? If you get to make the choice, how? It can't be. But
Thank
again,
you.
women don't want no accountability, Uncle Crusher. They want to be able to skate through, do whatever it is they want to do, and just be like, well, you got a kid now. And it's like, golly, bro.
Now there is a saying. I didn't say it, but I should put it on the shirt. That
Okay.
women want the privilege of a woman, the power of a man, and the accountability of a child.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with that.
There is.
You know what? I take issue with that. I wish the
That's what
shirt
I
would have
said.
said some women.
No, it's pretty much in a lot of them. Most, and like a majority. It's a good majority.
Okay, then say the majority of women. Don't say women, because not all women follow that.
Well, when we say women, it's implied that we're not talking about all women.
Right. It's just a generalization of the gender. Yeah, that's all. But
And listen, if any woman wants to come up here and help her, by all means,
I don't
let
need
me
any
know.
help.
I'll send
They
you the
can
link.
come, but I don't need any
I'll
help.
send
I
the
think the
link
thing
and
that
you
I
can come
keep
up and help.
proving,
Tommy, come on up and help her.
I think what I keep proving is men have a tendency
okay.
to state without having facts. Just because you say it doesn't make it a fact.
Okay. So
And I think to quote a T-shirt that says "Women, when you don't know every woman," that right there, I can't even take you serious.
right. Now I didn't say it was a t-shirt. I said I should put it on a t-shirt.
Okay, well, a saying. I can't take it serious because it's not credible enough.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm saying it is implied, just like when
it
people
is
say
very much implied.
I don't take it as you saying all men. I do understand. I do think you have a responsibility to make sure that people are clear that you're not saying all.
Yeah,
You
I
could,
think you should
but
say
I'm saying when
some
a person
men.
said, yeah, I mean, I have an issue with that. However, his point still stands. So with it,
Some women.
No, but
All
it's
right.
majority.
I'm sorry. No, if you want to say the majority of women,
we're
then
going
what I would
majority.
have to do, because here's great
I'm
research.
I'm gonna make it different.
Okay.
The women that I see talking in this chat, we're gonna bring this all the way down.
Okay.
Just disagreeing with Chester.
Okay.
All right.
Go
Now,
ahead, High Priest. What you got?
I'm trying to see what he's saying about that woman. That's
No,
in
he's
the
saying
chat.
we
the
gonna apply that
T-shirt.
statement to that group. We just gonna we ain't gonna put it on all women. We're just gonna put
Okay.
it on the ones that's involved in this conversation.
Oh, so if you're talking about me, oh no. If you're talking about me, I take accountability
Do you disagree with Chaston?
about his statement. Chaston said so much. Which part are you asking me?
Are women at fault for the majority of what he's been talking about that I've been able to catch?
I've agreed to a certain extent. I have agreed with him. But I'd like to expand it. Wait.
Yeah, she likes to try to expand what I'm saying, and she likes to give room for gray area. So I'm about to really hone this conversation down.
Okay.
We are going to talk about this 50-50 comment LaJoy made.
And when you do that, this is what I want to say. When you do it, give us an age bracket, give us a nationality.
I'm not doing. I'm gonna tell you why, because
You
Okay.
know what?
I'm
If
not
you
gonna
do
do
that
that for
one
me.
again, I'm coming up there to kick you in your shin. I know
And what happened now?
you stop that.
No,
You do it. You do
no.
it like Abraham when he was talking to God about Lot. Now you want so many specifics. Now
Yes.
come boil down to what shirt she wearing, and if the sun was shining after a while. No,
No,
we're not
no.
doing that one.
Wait. The
No,
reason I say that, because Chaston himself has admitted that if you're talking about a one, he's still going on. If you Chaston has admitted, if you're talking about women from the 60s, that's a different type of woman.
all right. How many women from the '60s are in the dating pool?
Listen, you may have some. That's why I'm saying, give me specifics. Are you talking
let
about?
me give you. I'm gonna this. I'm gonna talk about. We're talking about this generation of women.
Okay, what age? What age are we
We
doing?
gonna go. I'll go 50 and down. We'll go 50 because I want to include the
That's
Cardi
too
B's of this
vast.
world.
That's too vast.
I'm about to explain to you why it's not, right? I'm about to explain to
Okay.
you why it's not.
Okay.
Because you have the Cardi B's of this world. It might be too vast because I'm gonna let certain women go creep in, and I don't want them to be able to argue it. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna just say 45 to 20.
I think you should do 20 to 40. Let's do that span. I think
20 to
that's
40. You really gonna help my point with. I'm trying to let you slide some credible
no.
women in there, but if you're gonna take it to 40,
No, I want that age group because
good
those
luck.
are the women. Those are the women you all are talking about.
That's fine.
And I
Okay.
agree with you. I agree with you
Okay.
about those women. But here's where I bring in the great matter that you guys dismiss. Let's look at the biopsychosocial.
That don't work. Okay, come on with the bioscience. Come on. See, I know why I don't let her be the banker in Monopoly. I will wait for this. Come on.
No, I'm laughing.
Come
I'm
on.
laughing. But look, I'm laughing. But I'm very serious. I'm laughing. But you really do have to consider those things. What did she grow up in a group home? Does she even know her mother?
How
Is there
many folks
sexual
you got in
abuse in
church?
her childhood?
How
How
many
many
folks you
people
got in church that grew up in a group home?
this age, that age you just named, I'm gonna tell you probably 40% of them.
So watch
In
this,
church?
Uncle Crusher. Go. He was asking you in church. You saying 45% in church?
I'm saying about 40% of them in that age bracket because you have now, it is probably 60% of children will spend some time in the foster care system or some type of dealings with CPS, which says there's some issues at home.
Why?
Okay. Can I
60%.
ask? I
Okay,
have a question for both of you.
go ahead.
Question one, High Priest. We're gonna let you go first. So you're saying you said 45% in church. My question to you is, based on the conversation the argument I am presenting tonight, whose fault is it that we have 45% of children? You said 65% will at least see foster care.
We have some dealings with the foster care system or
Okay.
CPS.
And
Yes.
and who's based on tonight and my argument, whose fault is it?
The white man's and the drug dealers.
Okay. Uncle Crusher, who would you like to say? Whose fault is it?
I'm stepping on her shoe when I come down there. It's women fault. It's just that plain simple.
It's that simple.
It's just that simple. Now,
It's not no women's
women
fault.
are wonderful and powerful. The problem is they don't realize they're wonderful and powerful. The
I
problem
agree.
with women, and I'm not even being funny,
Right.
they have the greatest power, but they don't know how to use it. And the power that they want is not for them.
Right.
They can't use it even if they could attain it.
That's deep.
A woman, seriously, like Chasten was just talking,
I like it.
joke I always bring up about Sinbad talking about his parents. And he was saying how his mother would be able to just sit there with a glass of lemonade, just be look at my man. He's so and he was acting like his father. He was just working just as hard. A woman can sit back, say what she wants. And a man who cares about her, that's all he's trying to do now is make sure that he go gets what she wants.
Absolutely.
The problem is we got too many that start saying, I'm going to be like a man. I'm about to do so-and-so. And they just left and they went and got real buck wild. I plead with women, if y'all stop giving these sagging, dirty, urine-smelling boys attention, we could turn around a population because the only reason they haven't stopped is some girls giving them attention. Now, Prophetess, you're a mother. You have multiple boys. You know boys when they're young, we can be very dirty. You got to make us take a bath, brush our teeth. You can tell without him coming to you when he starts switching and getting into girls, because all of a sudden he wants to take a bath.
That's true.
So if you can change how I function, when did it stop? You still have that power.
No, go ahead. Response.
I'm sorry. Because I'm looking at the things kind of lagging. All right. You just informed some women that they have that power. Chasten informed some women that they have that power. There's some women that never heard that. And the only power that they've heard that they have is located between their legs.
Okay, I agree with that. Who taught them that?
Ooh, that's a great question. And that's what I'm talking about. Although I laugh that you have to really understand that biopsychosocial. Because if I never knew my mother, I never knew my grandmother, I never had any positive women in my family. Maybe the person who taught me value was the next door neighbor who's a prostitute.
I still think you're excusing women too much. And I take
I'm not excusing. I'm explaining. I'm not at all excusing. Okay. I'm explaining. And what I'm doing is trying to expose why it's important to train and educate the upcoming females on their value,
but I'm
saying of their power.
And this is where me and your conversation struggle, because I don't want to say what you're bringing up is extreme, because it's not. There are a lot of kids who don't know their parents, their grandparents. I'm even saying, like, the reason there are so many people who are not smart today is because the mother. Like, yeah. if you think about it, I just thought about that the other day. The reason kids go to school knowing how to count, knowing their colors, knowing their shapes, is because of the mom.
Most times it's the mother.
Yeah, but now that you have the mother who's outside trying to get, crack, trying to get laid down, it's like you don't have no time for your kids. And I personally think it's highly irresponsible of women to continue to have kids. And I know because I know people feel like it's men and women. I agree with you, but I give more responsibility to the women, because you're the only one who can decide whether or not you have this child. That's 100% your decision. So we also have to put some of the responsibility on you on choosing who you sleep with.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I want to see women, I want to see the church do more educating rather, in training these people when they come in. Don't just get up in the pulpit and keep yelling about how great God is. Let's address some of these issues that they come into the church with. Let's really empower them to know who they are. Because honestly, I was like I said, I'm laughing, but I hear what you all say. But you know who taught me how powerful I was my mother. My mother said to me that as a woman, this is how. Sister Davis taught me that as a woman, but then you got some of these girls, they don't have positive women in their lives who are teaching them how to be a woman, how to be a mother, how to deal with your husband to get things done. And I love that when I heard that they was sitting back talking about his mother, because it's true. My husband often say, I said, you know what? I'm going to build. He said, oh Lord, what that means is you want me to build this and that. But sure enough, he would build it. And I knew how to praise him for that. Oh my gosh, baby, thank you so much. I'm telling everybody, look what my husband built. But I watch some women, they can have a guy that's trying to do something. They don't even know how to say, oh man, he went out to the store. Baby, you went out and brought this in. Oh, thank you so much. That's what he's supposed to do. So it's about educating. Some of these women don't know. And that's why I'm talking about the gray matter. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
I agree with you. Some of them don't know. I think the bigger issue is beyond them not knowing. Some of them are not trying to know. Even if you were to go and try to teach these young women exactly what we're talking about tonight, you're going to get a lot of pushback. You're gonna get a lot of attitude. And then when men start, because that's the thing. Women, it's crazy. Women do anything to get a man, when truthfully a man will do anything to get you. So you don't need to sleep with me to get me. Like, you really don't. If I want you, I'm gonna do what I have to do to get you. A man, as we all will agree, will sleep with you just because he can. He ain't got to be attracted to you. The fact is, you giving him an opportunity, he will sleep with you. I'm saying women, again, which is why I think the issue with the world is women. I'll go ahead and expand it. The issue with the world is women. That's the issue with the world. But more specifically, all these kids running around with no father. Because listen, come on, a question for both of you. What sense does it make to have a kid with a man who's telling you, I don't want this kid. I don't even want you. But she has the kid because I'm going to make you pay for breaking my heart. You're putting this kid, me personally, I don't care about the mother or the father. I don't like what you're doing to this kid.
Okay.
I'm going to let Christian go first with this one. You go ahead.
Right.
I have heard the conversation. I was there. I wasn't partaking, but I was there with the conversation. I've listened to women who have decided to have children with a guy because of his hair. I've listened to women who decided to have a baby because their best friend was pregnant, because their twin sister was pregnant, because this would get them more food stamps.
Their taxes gonna go up.
I have never seen a man walk around and saying, man, I should go get somebody pregnant. We have never been in a barbershop. We have never sat around after the basketball game is over and talked about our views and our desires to go knock somebody up. It's never been. Regardless to what the narrative has been pushed out on, men treat relationships with such respect. It's just who we are.
I don't think I can go with that one. Men,
I'm sorry.
No, we do. They do.
Oh, okay.
We want to, but the same way, we can't say just because it's a male, because we quick to disqualify a male and a man and then but we'll leave the woman regardless to how horrible she is.
I get your point. I see his point. I'll give you that. I give you that point.
So
I agree with you.
as the majority, we're not talking men in relationships are not walking around. Look, prisons ain't full of men who shot somebody for looking at their girl because they didn't value. Foolish as they were, they valued.
I get his point. So let me be clear, because I think your point is you're separating men from boys.
I don't like to do that because what's irritating is we don't do that for women. There is no
Well, I do.
in terminology for a poor mother. We don't call them deadbeat mothers. She could be on hell.
No, you call them piss poor mothers.
That is not the terminology that's popular, but deadbeat dad, raggedy N-word, all that is a terminology that's common.
Very true.
So it's piss poor mother, trashy mom, hoe of a mom. So yeah, those terms are there too.
Now hold on, High Priest. You gonna have to stop.
I'm gonna add,
You know that you could have. Hold on. I'm gonna let you finish your point, on Chris. But hold on, High Priest. You can have a crackhead mother, and people will still give her more admiration, more love, more understanding than they will to a crackhead father who's not there for his kid. That woman.
No, y'all go back and forth. We're gonna let him do, but you must remember, I did research on that. That's what my dissertation was about. Let me tell you this. Honestly, women who abuse drugs are treated worse than men who abuse drugs. You think about that. Now, we don't hear a whole bunch. And when you really think about that, when you see a guy who's on drugs, often don't even cross our mind, do you have any kids? But when we see a woman, we often think that's somebody's mama out there. So that's been statistically proven that women are treated worse when they abuse drugs as we compare it to men. It's a whole.
What you were saying about seeing the man and seeing the woman.
That if you see a man on drugs, seldom do you question how many kids do you have. Have you left your kids? You just see a man on drugs. But if you see a woman on drugs, most time the question is, where your kids at? Won't you go home to your children? Well, we should say the same thing to the guy, because some of them out there too have children.
How's that mistreatment? It sound like the guy is thrown away. He has
no, he's not. He's not held accountable. He's not penalized. When a woman who has children goes for treatment as an addict, often what happens, she's punished by losing her children. Oh, we found out you use drugs. You a drug using mama. Give us your kids because you're no longer a valuable mother. You're not qualified. But a man could be a drug abuser. He's not punished. He's not stripped of being a father. He's allowed to still be called a father. So move on. Now I'm telling you, it's a whole different conversation.
That is not true. That is not true.
All right.
To say that's punishment because they held her to a standard that she was supposed to be the precious one that overlooked over the child.
See what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that because what I'm giving you, I'm not giving you biased opinion. I'm giving you statistical facts. So I'm saying you go get statistical facts, then come back and I will engage in a conversation. Other than that, you're just giving me opinions and I'm not going to do that because it's not going to be a valid conversation. It can't be, because you're telling me your opinion. I'm not telling you opinion. I'm telling you what has been researched and has been discovered to be true. And then, yes.
With your statistics, how many people were involved in the research?
It varied. So it was many. You know, one place you may have had 50 women. Somewhere else you may have had 100 women, so it varied. But this is what I'm saying though. Let's do experiential. Even you, if you all be honest about it, for real. How often have you seen a man who's on drugs and you've thought, I wonder when's the last time he saw his children? But if you, okay,
I know I often think that when I see men out there homeless, when I see men not doing when I just see
I
men
seldom
just
think it. I
I
seldom
always
think it.
well what you gotta think well, but I have because I go to the juvenile center and I do just understand a lot of those children don't have their father. So I do it's always a thought for me. And honestly in terms of women when I see it, I get bothered by it. And Uncle Crusher hit a lot of the points that I also use while saying it's the woman's fault because there's nowhere where you find men being considered precious. You don't find men being considered the
He
prize.
said that was sarcasm.
No, that
That
wasn't.
was he
I
said that
So
sarcastically. Women are precious.
hold on, go ahead, go ahead.
the fact that that you look at it that way, and that you see that the woman is being punished by somebody saying, "I wonder where their kids are," and you're not getting the fact that nobody cares enough to think that the man has lost his family. They didn't think that he lost his children. He's just worth nothing but a drug addict.
Right.
No, 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 no. Well, let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because when a man goes for see, I hear what you say. I need you to hear what I'm saying. When a man goes for treatment, he's allowed to go for treatment freely. A woman goes for treatment. The program is not designed to address every issue that impacts her life and sometimes triggers or encourages more substance misuse. Here it is. If I could get my children and me and my children could get housing so we could have whatever, but often that's not included. The woman is treated as an isolated case rather than a mother. She's treated as this is a woman who abused drugs. The fact that you're a mother is no longer important because you gave that up when you started shooting drugs.
And I just want to ask you a question. And this is not a
Sure.
sarcastic question. This is a real
No.
question.
Yeah.
Uh so with the man, are you saying they
And
don't
this is going,
consider
I'm gonna have to get off, but keep going.
yeah, I had a certain time in mind anyway, so we almost
Okay.
there.
All right.
With the man, are you saying that it's not even questioned? Are do you have children? And if you have children, are you a single parent? Uh, also, opposite with the woman, if they do go for treatment, and let's say they have a man in their life, or can the kids go with the father? So if I guess what I'm asking you is, it would make sense for the man not to be punished that way because he likely doesn't have custody. But if the man is the one with custody and the woman goes in for treatment, they can't take her kids because the man has custody.
Right.
So it wouldn't apply that if a man goes for treatment, we're going to take your kids because you don't have custody. So we wouldn't need to take them.
Yeah, that's not my point. My point is to address it thoroughly. It needs to be something that allows her to maintain that identity as mother, rather
Why?
than say because she's still a mother. She's a mother who uses drugs, but she's still a mother.
But I think that's Uncle Crusher's point. His point is when the man goes, we're not fighting to say, well, we still need to address him as a father. We're fine with him being addressed as a man, though he is a father.
Right. Because often he is an absent father.
But see, that shouldn't have any bearing. Go ahead. I saw your hand. Go ahead.
The system is set up for women so much
Agreed.
that if we are going to look at she's being punished, that's why, because it is slighted to help you out in every situation.
Oh, okay.
So hold on. Watch this. Watch this, High Priest. Because I say this all the time.
So
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
let's do workplace. I'm at work, you at work. You say, keyword say, you say you don't feel well, you're starting your cycle. Do you think they're gonna let you go home? And I say, you know what? I don't feel well, man. I don't know if I can finish today.
You should tell them you start yours.
Okay.
Now
If
you got hold on. You got to answer the question.
Do I think that they will allow him to go home if he say
Not feeling well, yeah.
if he? I think it would depend on what he say the issue is.
Let's say he got a
Because
headache.
if he says he had a headache, they probably won't. But will they let the woman go home if she says she has a headache?
yeah, she can say she's having her cycle issues and her hair hurt.
So you keep throwing in the cycle.
That's
That
my point.
that's what changes it. Why
Why
is that your
why
point?
would it change? They ain't got nothing to do with your hands. Pick that bicycle.
And
Pick
this
that.
is where a patriarchal view comes in, which comes right back to let's take it all the way back to why the church is the way that it is, why men behave the way that they behave. So you're making my point. It's the whole thing.
I
Men
don't think
come into
Uh,
church.
I don't think you're acknowledging, High Priest. I do not think
You're not
you're
saying
acknowledging
that
that
she gets that benefit
What do
special
I need
treatment.
to?
and
Well, I'm
that
saying he
to say, oh, she's not doing well. Now she can go and leave and go to the casino. You're gonna force me to finish working, and I could die of an aneurysm.
But wait a moment. I'm sorry that some women exploit the fact that there are females who become so ill while they're on their cycle that they truly are incapacitated.
Well,
Now, if she wants to take advantage and
that's
exploit that, I'm sorry that she would do that because there are some people that's their reality. They can't move. They are horribly ill.
I'm not saying that not true, but I'm saying the
Okay.
fact that it's allowed that she's going to be considered differently.
You know what? Let me tell, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this again.
Okay.
What you're saying comes from a place that says to me there is a lack of understanding of historical accounts. Now, what we must do, we must move into
Okay.
the 1900s before women were considered valuable people. So now, if I'm trying to work a job, but you're gonna make me work like you're gonna make the man work as a punishment because I want to earn some income, and
Right.
you're saying to me, we're gonna totally ignore any factors. If
Right.
you're on your cycle, like the other men can't get a break, but I might need a break to go change my pad or my whatever to keep myself together. You're saying, no, no, no. If you want to work, you just got to work through it. So,
Right.
yeah, by all means, we needed someone to advocate to say, hey, this is ridiculous. Please consider the issues that women deal with, very real issues that says that they need some allowances.
Okay.
Uncle Chris, go ahead.
Wait, how about why is she at work?
Go ahead. She's at work because some rusty guy
No,
impregnated her. He
she,
left.
she wanted to go work. That ain't got nothing to do with no pregnancy.
No, no, no,
Now,
no.
see,
Women,
not
Women,
the,
no.
movement,
See this?
hold on,
I can't have a
hold on,
conversation.
hold on,
that
wait,
ain't got nothing to do with no pregnant women. I ain't seen not one pregnant woman on that
hold on,
poster with her arm up.
hold on, wait,
Yeah,
hold on,
thank
wait,
you, Charlize.
wait, wait, hold
Listen,
on,
that's why I
hold on,
said
time
what
out,
he brought up.
time out.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because we gotta address it one point at a time. So hold on. I get. So are you acknowledging? Because I have not heard you acknowledge his point that, and you have to take everything he said into consideration. That
Okay.
women do want all this special treatment. So you want the same pay that men are getting, but you don't want to do the same amount of work that we're doing. You don't want to deal with the fact that, okay, you want what this man is getting. We will not consider you saying I don't feel well right now. Because
Okay.
if he say that, we will not consider that. So I'm saying I do think at some point, okay, either women have to accept because of everything that comes with us, maybe we shouldn't argue equal pay with men. Or if we're going to argue equal pay, we have to accept equal responsibility.
I will agree with you with that. We're not talking about equal pay, equal responsibility. We're talking about acknowledging um a disability, acknowledging sickness. I don't think equal pay and equal opportunity has anything to do with me having a cycle
I
and,
personally think it does.
and needing a break.
I
I'm
think
sure
it
you
does.
would.
Yeah, I think it does.
I don't see
Because
how.
well, because
Because that's just like
it
saying
gives
the
you an
guy shouldn't have a
excuse.
break to go to the bathroom.
That's not the same thing.
Okay, well, hold on.
No, say he has a bladder infection.
The-
He's
the-
gonna have to go to the bathroom more.
okay,
Go
so
ahead. Go ahead. Al.
the woman need to go to the doctor because she don't feel well, and the man need to go to the doctor. He get declined.
That's then what I would encourage is for those men to advocate like women did to say, acknowledge the fact that as a man, a male, I still need to go to the doctor as well. What I'm saying to you all, this argument is groundless because you totally disregard why these different allowances were put into place. And I don't see how we can have a real good conversation about that
No,
if we're
hold
not
on.
going to discuss
Well,
why this came about.
well,
If
hold on, wait.
you
So,
do
I think it's going to be a groundless conversation because you're not able to look at it and be objective. So, here,
I am being
my
objective.
wife brings up a great point, and
She
this is
does.
going to further help us prove what we're saying. A
Okay.
mother who's breastfeeding,
Right.
a mother who's breastfeeding will need to go pump. Let's say the kid's not there and she's full. Sometimes they could leak, whatever. I need to go pump. I've already taken my break. I've already taken my lunch. They will, their job will permit them to go pump because that's what they need to go do.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the issue is stop arguing you want the same pay as I'm getting. Stop arguing equality because I don't get the excuse to go pump. I don't get to go pump.
Oh, I'm
I don't,
sorry. May I ask a question?
by all means.
Okay. So if we're working, say, 8 hours and we're getting paid to do these jobs, right? We have assignments and we have to complete this. If I complete my assignment in 10 hours while you complete yours in 8, why are you bothered if I get the same pay and I have some breaks? Why should that matter?
For me, it's because I don't.
But you got 2 hours of overtime to do the same job, so you're making more.
Well, no. Often you're not giving overtime. See, to me, this is what I'm saying.
You worked a lot in nursing. I worked a lot in real world. That's overtime.
Nurse is not real world. See what I'm saying? Listen, let this guy go get some facts, bring them, show them, because
You facts. I work with facts every day.
let me tell you why you can't just use yours. That's what you call experiential facts. But that doesn't include.
Nobody said nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, that will not include the women who work in the office. That don't include the women who work out there on the road. That don't include the women who work at home. So we can't just take your experience and say, "Hey, this is what's happening." That's what you call biased.
So can I ask
Research.
you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Sure,
So
sure.
are you making the claim that when a woman is having her cycle, that there will not be times that she will be in so I'll grant you she's in so much pain she cannot continue working.
The only way I can you see to me, I can't really answer that. Let me answer the question this way.
Okay.
Yes, there are women who have menstrual cycles that are so harsh that they may require time off in order to be able to function because they're having nausea, they're vomiting, they don't feel well, they're double over in pain. They can't do the job.
Right.
Now, I think a bigger issue than what you're talking, because I don't think that's realistic to say you should be able to work through that or either don't take the job. This is how I feel. I think women, I'm not a proponent of women getting jobs that are predominantly male required. So like me and Ruben had a conversation about a woman who was working at the garage and wanting the guys to stop to get the tires.
Right.
See, I don't think she needs to be there, because if I was working in a garage and it required me to get tires, I'm not going to ask one of them guys to grab a tire. I'm going to be getting them tires just like they doing. If I can't do that, I'm not going to be there. And that to me is the issue.
And she'll she'll also want to be paid equal to what Ruben and them are being paid.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's ludicrous. But I feel like that's the issue when, wait a moment, this is why I'm saying we're still talking about something totally different. And then it's gone off. No, what does this have to do with women getting freaking pregnant in the church?
I'm saying that was never the topic. But again,
we were talking about the fact that women have a grace that are granted to them, while the men don't have a grace.
That's not true. It depends on who the extender is.
Hold on, real quick. High Priest, I'm definitely going, and I know we're going to have to get off short. We got about 9 more minutes. But you going to have to stop that, because that is true. Women,
listen.
Perfect example. Watch this. I wanted you on here. Real quick story. I told you about this. Takara Williams, the comedian. And I'm only gonna bring her up, and I'm gonna say her name because she talked about Shannon Sharp's situation with his girl. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about yours. She goes on a podcast and she insinuates that a man took advantage of her.
Okay, I saw that clip.
She insinuates this, and she said, I don't want to say he SA'd me because that's harsh.
Right.
And so for those who don't know the clip, she basically says that she was out drinking. And she told this guy, hey, make sure I get home safe. Like, just make sure I get to the room safe. I've been drinking, blah, 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 blah. They go back and they go to his room. They have intercourse, and she's trying to insinuate that this man SA'd her. Right. You had everybody in the comments siding with her.
I wouldn't have sided with her, but keep going.
Even the people she's talking to is on her side, talking about how nasty this guy is, how wrong he is, how this. I know it's a very sensitive subject, but these women got to stop being allowed to cry grape and nothing's happening.
Sure, right.
Now, if a man does that, that man will pay a price for falsely accusing a woman of doing anything. We don't even get to really accuse them of grape, because if we accuse them, what is going to be said? That's a question. If men accuse women,
but listen, times have changed. Times have changed. I agree with you.
They have not changed that much.
Not that much, but they changed enough that now, and they do have some women who have been charged with rape.
You got to say grape, just so you know.
Great. Yeah. Okay, thank you. You got some women who have been charged with grape. Now, let me say this.
You turned your camera off if you don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm back. Okay. So I'm gonna say this. The statement that he made. So because I worked in nursing, right? Well, I noticed male nurses are treated differently than female nurses.
Very true.
Okay.
I didn't work there, but I agree.
Yeah. I work like the female nurses, we're required to, clean our cart, clean your area. I can't tell you the number of male nurses that I've worked behind who leave it and they expect you to be okay with cleaning up after them. And they get offended when you say, why you didn't clean the car? Oh, I didn't get around to it. But as a female, if I left the cart like that and another female came and I said, oh, I didn't get around to it, she'll have a fit. But when it was guys, they just be like, oh, he always do that. And like I told him, I'm not cleaning up after you. I want you to clean your cart. So my point is this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead with your point. I still remember my question because it's about nursing.
All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
All right, who picking up them big heavy jokers?
Oh, baby, you're gonna lose on that. You're gonna lose on that. The women,
Okay, let's
the
go.
women.
Let's go
Because
church.
let me show you this. A
Hold on,
male
let her
nurse.
finish.
I didn't say nurse's aide.
No,
I said nurse.
All right, let's go
Those
to church, and women are working the altar, and this big wide woman walk up. Who behind her?
if it's a man there, the men usually would come and stand behind. What does that have to do with women getting pregnant in church?
Why are we
Because
talking about
to me,
It's
this conversation has gone to somewhere else.
Are we talking about them having so much control and them being given graces? Because what we were talking about at the one point is how much grace they're given when you were saying that they are considered punished. And I was like, you're looking at it as punished, but I feel like they are being considered with an amount of compassion and grace because nobody's looking at the man out there.
Okay. Well, that's not true. And once again, when you're doing bias. Once you go do and you read it, you'll see it has nothing to do with them giving them, extending them grace, being kind. It's done because women have a certain standard that people hold them to, where men are not held to that same standard as it relates to morality.
But hold on, I have one.
And
I have one
please,
final
neither
question.
one of you argue that with me because I know what you both say. But let's go.
I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna
Okay,
argue
thank
that with
you.
you at all.
Thank you.
What
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna say is this: this is why I disagree, and I will go pull statistics on this. And if I have to do the market research myself, I will. When you see a woman with kids, right, no father, often what's said is, "Look at that. The men needed to do better." There's no way men are not being a part of their kids' life. When me personally, I look at a woman and I say, "There's no way you did this to yourself." But
Okay.
the majority of people, would you agree? The majority of people, when they see a woman with all these kids and no father for the kids, they blame the man.
I don't. I
I'm not.
promise you
I'm asking
that
you from
doesn't
what
cross.
you've seen and your
I haven't
experience
done enough.
and hearing.
I haven't done enough research to be able to give an answer to that as it relates to how people may view her. I know you two, how y'all view her.
Oh, for sure, how I view
Have you been
Yeah,
media to see the way people view women and men with the situations? Who take the blame on in these conversations that are had?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to answer like this. It depends on who the viewer is.
Okay. And
Yeah, it
so
depends on.
with women getting pregnant, you still feel like because I know the time is running. So I'm gonna just stay there. You say it's whose fault?
I think it's both because it takes two to make a baby. Gosh, that
Right.
takes two.
I get that one. I don't know if you remember, you got nieces from me.
Absolutely.
I know how it works. I know how it works.
Okay.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
All right, now you know the law. If she say stop at any point, don't he have to stop?
Sure. And wait. And if he says stop at any point, she is also supposed to stop. Absolutely.
Right. So if he don't have a condom and they about to, and she has to allow him to be welcomed in, correct?
correct.
Oh, I wanted to hear that. I can't.
Also, he was saying that if the man does not have protection and he is about to be welcomed into her, that she has to allow him to enter in with no protection.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And we still saying this both of them fault.
Yes. And let me tell you why. Because although she allowed him to enter in with no protection,
Uh-huh.
he also can pull out.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So You
Because
got
he's such a masterful controller.
oh,
So pull out.
you got high blood. Oh, seriously, you got high blood pressure. Your doctor told you you close to a heart attack, and I pick you up and take you out to this greasy restaurant.
This is ridiculous.
Because we gonna stop all these quick twists and turns.
Because that's my whole point that I'm making. The argument needs to be valid. This is ridiculous.
Oh, no.
It is
Because
valid.
if I have high blood pressure, my high blood pressure is not necessarily because I eat wrong.
We ain't talking about.
There are many factors
I'm saying-
that can cause high blood pressure.
I'm taking you out. I'm paying for it, and I'm
Right.
like, yeah, so and so. Are you gonna eat all this greasy stuff just because I'm paying for it, and you're risking your life?
That if the blood pressure is not the result of my diet, maybe my high blood pressure is from something else.
You could be for stress, but
Okay.
is you got high blood pressure, and I
If I eat,
this really high sodium,
yeah,
extra salt using restaurant.
yes.
Are you gonna risk your blood pressure just because I'm paying?
Now, I'm going to give you gray matter because if my blood pressure is not, wait a moment. No. If my blood pressure is from stress, that doesn't mean my body cannot digest the sodium like someone else's. It's only a detriment to your blood pressure if it has been caused by dietary, something with your diet. So if I start taking in salt, it's going to build up the volume of fluid, which is going to make things much worse to my body. Now, the answer to that question, if you take me to a restaurant that have all the foods that I love, and I decide that I'm going to indulge in that food, that's my decision. That's my fault. Because you're not putting the food in my mouth. You took me there. Unlike sex, if you put your walkie-walkie in someone, you are also responsible because you don't have to put it in there.
My issue with that statement again,
Okay.
if we're
I knew
going
you were having.
if we're going to make the man also responsible, all I'm
Okay.
saying is just give me a say in whether or not I want to have this kid. That's all
I
I'm gonna say.
agree.
Just
I agree
give me
with
a
you.
say in that.
I agree with
A
you.
woman cannot keep women cannot keep walking around here with
Yeah.
this stance of, well, we did this together, but then you take full responsibility
I
for
totally
deciding
agree.
if I'm going to be a parent or not. This is why I
totally agree.
I agree with his. I see his point on if we gonna do this. I do think because of how women are viewed, the responsibility of a woman, especially in regards to children, to the kid, to the baby, and all of that, the responsibility, the power that they do have. A man has to go fill out papers to get rights to his own kid, where a woman, the moment this kid is born, have rights. A woman feels that she has the right to tell the father of this kid if he can see his kid or not.
Yeah, all of that
All
stuff.
of these, I'm saying, with all of these things that we have to consider, there's no way we can keep letting women say, well, it's equal. And if we're going to say it's equal responsibility, then all I'm saying is, well, we need to just start addressing that across the board, that it needs to be fully equal or it's not equal at all. And I'm on the side of, I accept that it'll never be equal at all. So cool, let's just go ahead and start really making women accountable by saying, if you get pregnant, I don't care that the man slept with you, because of all the other choices you get to make by yourself. This is also a choice that you made, that you should have made a better choice on. That's my stance. That's all I'm saying. So closing statements, we gotta go. I might do part 2, or I might go ahead and have conversations men need to have. I'm not sure yet. But closing statements, we could go with you, High Priest.
Closing statement is that I love conversation. This is great conversation. Definitely like talking about relationship gender issues. And yeah, it is something definitely worth researching. The body of Christ truly need to hear these conversations because something needs to change.
Uncle Pressure, closing statement.
That was eloquent. I'm gonna sneak one in. Women, y'all quit causing all these problems. You have the power. Nobody forcing you to do nothing. Stop all this hot girl summer. Stop all this foolishness. My sister is very eloquent. She's very knowledgeable. But the last time she was single, like 8 tracks weren't phased out yet. Out of touch. You all know what the conversation of nowadays are. Let's be honest. We need, as men, and this is all jokes aside, we need strong women because some men are too foolish to mature. And to what Chasten was saying, if you allow them to continue in their foolishness, they're never going to wake up. And I know you're saying, well, is it my responsibility? No, we're not saying that you're to raise him. But if you were initially put on this earth, you know, through the bloodline, through all this, going back to Eve, as a help
Right.
them grow. Now, seriously, I didn't continue getting better jobs because I was like, man, I like so-and-so. Everything I did was for a woman, my wife, my children. I would love to sit around and lay in the bed. Man, look, I could survive off cereal and sandwiches. But you all are way too important to the world, to the church, everything. And if we're going to change anything, it's not that you're the blame, but we definitely need women to change the way you're too special. You're too precious to just be going around here letting some musty dude sleep with you just because a moment got hot, because he's cute. Seriously, you're better than all that. And if
That's
you
good.
don't have a brother, if you ain't have an uncle, if your father ain't been around, I need you all with low self-esteem and on not being funny. Go look in the mirror and start telling yourself you're worth more because you really are. God gave you the ability to carry a child and to multiply. This world becomes great because of what you carry.
Mhm.
And
good.
without you, we have no motivation to become great. That's why when men talk, our conversations can be very shallow because it's very few times that we have a conversation where we inspire each other.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good, man. That was
That was
really
good.
beautifully said. I appreciate you
Yeah.
both for coming up. Like I said, I'll probably do. I really enjoyed this conversation. We might do part 2, or I might just go ahead and do conversations men didn't know they needed. I'm gonna let you all down. You all can get off, and I'm gonna do my closing statement, and then we out of here. Thank you both for coming up. So I thought that was a wonderful conversation. A lot of opinions were shared that I felt was necessary. Uh, I'm not a woman hater by no means. I'm married. I love my wife. I have 2 kids. I have a daughter. I have a son. I see the value that women have. I see the value that women have. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my thing right, but it's not working. So whatever. I don't know what's going on with my camera right now, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so closing statement. I hope you all enjoyed your night. I hope you all had a good time having a conversation with us. Thank you all for staying in the chats. Next time, listen, somebody else come up, join the conversation. It's a beautiful conversation. A lot of points were made, a lot of opinions heard. Wednesday at 7 p.m., we have Chris Claus coming back, and he is bringing a friend. You do not want to miss that. We will be live at 7 p.m. This will be a 2-hour stream as well. It'll be live on Facebook and YouTube. You can join. Bring your questions. We're going to have a chance for you to ask your questions to Chris Claus, Christian apologist, and his special guest, who is also a Christian apologist. And man, listen, if you missed Wednesday, you missed a good conversation. You missed a good time. Don't be the person to miss this upcoming Wednesday. I promise you, you will not regret being there. All right? LaJoy calling me the gospel rage vader. That's funny. But we all know I am the Christian, the gospel Cat Williams. And why is that? Because we just tell the truth. Once again, thank you for joining me on Opinions You Didn't Know You Needed, the People's Podcast, where all you have to do to become a guest on a special episode is subscribe to the YouTube channel, Opinions You Didn't Know You Needed. Let me know that you've done that, and we can set up an episode for you to come on. I've enjoyed my time tonight. I hope you all have enjoyed yours. I will see you on the next stream. Have a good night.